Martinez, MMAnytt here at SBG Ireland in Dublin, where we bumped into none other than Iceland's foremost MMA star, Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar, how are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Now you're here, you've been training for your upcoming bout with MMAnytt, and like we just said, this is a fight that feels like it's been in the making for such a long time, perhaps even before your bout with Rick Story. People have been talking about it. First of all, why do you think people are so interested in seeing you fight MMAnytt?
Well, I think it's like a grappler's dream to see two world-class grapplers go at it. You know, he's probably the most decorated jiu-jitsu player in MMA today. Him and Verdum, and and most of my fights have been first-round submissions. So I think this is something that people want to see, how a good grappler does with another good grappler. You know.
Yeah. And personally, like, what about this bout intrigues you? Because a lot of people see this as a chance for you to really prove yourself as a grappler.
Yeah, I think. Well, I see this as a little bit different. It's an MMA match, so you know it's not a jiu-jitsu match, so it's a bit different. And I think maybe when it comes to the grappling in MMA, it's a different kind of game than in jiu-jitsu, and
Yeah.
that's something that I feel like I have always showcased. Is my grappling has always been for MMA.
And what if you, like, if we look at the other side of the spectrum, stand-up? I mean, obviously he's decorated for his stand-up, but you, with your, your karate style, you have a lot of standing techniques that people aren't really used to. Do you feel like the standing aspect will be a big difference as well?
Yeah, definitely. I believe I have a pretty unique style on the feet, and I think my speed is going to be a big difference in this fight against Damian. He's tough and he has some good shots. He's done well against good strikers in the past. But you know, we'll see. I believe in myself, and I think I'm gonna do pretty well.
Well, you definitely did very well in your fighting against Brandon Thatch. I mean, that was a great performance where, he's been touted as such a hardcore, stand-up guy with great knees, but you actually, you rocked him standing. Were you expecting to do that well on the feet with him?
Yeah, I train everything, and we all do, and I know what I can do, and I know I train with the best in the world. I know what I'm capable of, and it's... I just take the fight wherever it goes, and I look for openings wherever, on the feet or on the ground. A lot of times it just seems to hit the ground with me, and the finish comes there. But I've actually been training a lot more stand-up the last few years, and I feel like it's becoming a bigger part of my game now than it was before. So we'll see.
And it must have been very nice as well, because that win wasn't just a very nice victory, a submission win, but it was also your return to the win column after your defeat against Rick Story. Looking back, was that very important for you as well, to return to the win column? How big of a relief was it?
Yeah, to be honest, I after the Rick Story fight, I analyzed it and learned from it, and I learned a lot from that fight. And then I just left it behind me and looked forward. So every win is a win, and I was very happy that I won my last fight, and in the manners that I did. And I'm just going to continue on my path, and I'm training well, I'm feeling well, and I look forward to the near future,
In training and progressing, is there any one aspect that you feel is the most important for you to be able to develop? Anything particular that you feel like you need to work on, or anything that you think strengthens your game that you practice a lot?
I work on everything. I work on it all, and I once heard a sentence that I think makes a lot of sense. I'd like to work on my weaknesses, not talk about them,
Okay. Fair point. After all, MMAnytt might be watching this, we never know. All right, now wrapping up, your bout with MMAnytt, walk us through it. In an ideal world, what happens and how do you get your hand raised?
I'm gonna go in there and take whatever. I always aim for the finish, and it won't be any different this time. And I just simply believe that I'll get him.
All right, well, Always a pleasure. And for fans watching at home, be sure to catch Gunnar Nelson's upcoming bout with Damian Maia. Gunnar, thank you very much.
Oh, 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 oh.